So it says going live already. Okay, you're alive. Okay, I am alive. Yay. I am alive. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, hi you guys. I I almost died, but I am alive and I am alive. Hi, my name is Loreta. I see people coming. Yay, yay. Okay, the video is frozen. Hi. Yay, here you are. Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm gonna just ask Prasad and Sabah for the sound check. Okay, sound check, please. Sound check, please. Okay, I hope so. Now it took me forever. This is my first live video, so I apologize for the delay. Namaste, namaste to everyone. Very clearly, yes. Thank you, Gayatri. Oh my God, Mala. Thank you, Cindy. Alrighty. Okay. So good to be here with you, you guys. So good to be here with you, and good morning, beautiful souls, and welcome. Thank you, Prasad. Thank you, Prasad, for calming me down through this storm. Another, yoga skill check. When everything goes well, we could be all kind and nice to others, to ourselves, and when something goes like that, nerve-wracking, how can we remain calm and in a state of yoga? So, and thank you for my beautiful Hindu Temple of Greater Chicago yoga community for this opportunity to connect. And how we miss our gatherings, how we miss hugging each other, how we miss looking into each other's eyes. But I know that this is temporary, and look what we created here. This is my pop-up yoga studio. It's going throughout the world. People are teaching yoga classes, asana, meditation, pranayama for free or for the small fraction of donation. And it's just so beautiful that we could connect globally now. Who would thought about that? I know that I have my dear Hindu temple yoga community, YBD yoga community. I have my friends and family from overseas, from Lithuania. Yay, labas. From Lithuania, from England, from London, from Russia, all over the place. And how beautiful, although I don't see you, I could feel you. I could feel you all here. And with that being said, be mindful as we begin our asana practice today very shortly. Be mindful. Listen to your body. Let your body be your best teacher, because I don't see you on another side of this screen. So if something doesn't feel good, please feel free to override my verbal instructions and, just rest or take a milder version. What we really need to pay attention in the asana practice is our breath. And we will talk about that. So props that might be needed today. I have a blanket, strap, and 2 blocks. If you still need to get them, pillows might work, belts might work, towels might work. So just get everything ready. And the structure of the class, we will start with the centering. And Hold on a second. Maybe I could copy that. Control C, and then go to my that. Yeah. And then maybe share that on my my feed. Yes, Prasad already did that. Awesome. I already did that. Okay. So good. I see people transferring from the old screen preset to this one. So we will start with a centering. I have my singing bowls down there with me. So I'm gonna play them. And we will start with setting an intention for our upcoming asana practice. And it would be about an hour long. And then asana practice would end with shavasana. And don't run away before shavasana or after shavasana, because then we will end with pranayama, breathing exercise, and we will end with a guided meditation. And that meditation is an amazing way to transform the emotions. It is very emotional time right now. It is very emotional time. So maybe just find a comfortable seat of your choice. You could sit on your shins, Vajrasana, Thunderbolt. You could sit in Sukhasana, easy pose, or Siddhasana, accomplished pose, or any comfortable seat of your choice. And maybe close your eyes. Close your eyes and begin to fully arrive. As we close our eyes, we eliminate the external distractions and we begin to turn inwardly. Take a deep inhale through your nose, all the way up into your belly, rib cage, and then the heart. And as you exhale, part your lips and let it all out. And one more inhale through your nose. Big mouth exhale, let it all out. And let's do that one more time. Inhaling deep and exhaling completely. As you begin to observe any sensations that you feel in your body, allow them to be. Without any desire to change anything, not yet. Just begin to witness. Witness your breath, your organic everyday breath. Feel how it travels through the body. Feel how your body rises and falls as you breathe. Become aware of your thoughts. Let them come and go without any attachment, without getting involved into the stories. Just be the witness. As we set our intention for today's practice, dedications, of course, are welcome. We dedicate this energy that we create here on our mats for our healthcare workers, for our food providers, for all our essential needs providers, for those that provide us safety. Dedication is an awesome way to practice, then you begin to shift from the self-centeredness to the other-centeredness. But I would like to talk about an intention today. Intention is very important. The question is why we are here today. Why do we unroll our mats every time we unroll our mats? Why do we do certain poses? What is intention behind every pose? Do we question ourselves? As I said, it's very emotional time right now. And by the way, did you know that intention, which means goal, purpose, aim, focus, has another meaning? In the medical field, medical terminology, it means the healing of the wound, the process of the healing of the wound. That's what intention means. And to me, yoga practice, it is very healing practice. Many of us came to our mats, many of us found yoga because we needed healing. We needed healing for our physical ailments, we needed healing for our physical bodies, we needed healing for our hearts, we need emotional healing. This planet needs healing. Our spirituality is being tested now. It is very easy to be kind and spiritual, quote unquote, so to speak, when everything is nice and easy and, you know, the way we want it to be, the way we like it to be. But in these times, can we be kind to ourselves? Can we be kind to our emotions? Can we be kind to each other? Pema Chodron said it very beautifully. If someone shoots an arrow into your heart, it is fruitless to stand and yell at that person. Maybe it's better to acknowledge the fact that there is an arrow in your heart. So I'm inviting today to create this healing space in our hearts, for ourselves, for each other, because, you know, truly we will talk about emotions today at the end of our practice as we do this group guided meditation that I learned a long time ago from Thich Nhat Hanh, spiritual teacher. But truly there are only two basic emotions: love and fear. And we have all right to be afraid now. But can we choose love? Can we choose to love our fear? It's kind of complicated, but as I said, we will talk at the end of this practice. So let's set an intention, fold your hands in front of your heart in prayer, bow your face towards your heart. The intelligence of the mind merges the intelligence of the heart. Let this be our healing time. Let it be this healing practice as we set an intention. And let's Om together 3 times to open up our group practice with sound of Om. Inhale to receive the breath. Big mouth exhale, empty out completely. Inhale for the first Om. Slowly, on your next inhale, gently lift your face and float your eyes open. And let's begin supine butterfly on the mat. I'm going to be facing sideways, but for you, I have these cross mats, but for you probably would be the best to face the computer or the phone screen. So maybe 2 blocks needed for our first supine asana, which is Baddha Konasana or supine butterfly. So as you lay down onto your back, and then touch the soles of your feet together, allow your knees to fall open. As I said, 2 blocks may be used to support your legs, to support your thighs and your knees. Just make sure that your spine is resting on the earth completely. You could even press into the outer edges of your feet and then lift your hips. And then as you lift your pubis towards your sternum, lengthen through your tailbone and release the lumbar spine down, and then relax your legs. You could play with the position of your arms. You could extend your arms alongside the body like Shavasana. Slide the shoulder blades down the spine, open up the back of your neck, maybe turn your head from side to side. You could tee out your arms if you want to feel a little bit more of chest opening. So just be curious, feel free to explore. You could place your hands onto your belly and then feel how your belly rises and falls as you breathe. In asana practice, we practice Ujjayi breath. We do that by toning our throat muscles, by creating this slight constriction in the back of our throats and channeling the breath through the back of our throats. On the exhale, as if you were fogging the mirror with your lips closed. And on the inhale, as if you were sipping the air through a very fine straw. So let's try that. It's an audible breath. So if you do that correctly, you should begin to listen to the sound of your breath. Just like the sound of the ocean waves rolling in and out. In and out. It is a diaphragmatic breathing. So let the diaphragm expand and contract with each breath. Let your lungs to fill up with each inhalation and then to empty out with each exhalation. You may add the count to the breath. Inhaling to the sound to the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhaling to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Just a few more. If you want to change the ratio of your breath, you could always make your breath longer. And that is the goal of this pranayama, Ujjayi pranayama, to make our breath very long and relaxed. Notice if there is any tension in your face, soften the skin on your forehead, the skin around the eyes, the hinge of your jaw. Your throat is soft. Just really begin to rest in the spaciousness of your being. And allow your breath to fall into this sweet rhythm of vinyasa flow. Few more breaths in this supine butterfly, which, by the way, is a metaphor for transformation. And we all know in order to become a butterfly, one has to be willing to become this messy goop. Last breath. And once you're ready to come out of the pose, slowly remove the blocks to the side. And you could use your hands to help your knees to come up. And then slowly extend your legs one at a time towards the front of the mat. Or if your crown is facing towards the screen, to the back of the mat. Extend your arms above your head and stretch as if you were awakening in the morning, as if you were almost yawning with your entire body. You could yawn with mouth as well. Yawning is good. It just simply means that your parasympathetic nervous system now is being awakened. And that's what we need to focus during these stressful times. And always to have this strong nervous system. Now, once you pause here and stop stretching, keep your arms above your head. We're going to take into banana shape. Now, walk your heels to the right. Just inch by inch, arching the left side of the body. Walk your knuckles. Walk your hands to the right as well. Just making sure that your both hips and shoulder blades still remain on the floor. Your eyes could be closed. You could catch your left wrist into your right hand. And you could lift your left leg and then cross your left ankle on the top of your right. You could turn your gaze towards the opposite way, away from your feet and your hands to the left in this case. Or it could be centered. Depends how you feel. Feel free to modify. Feel free to explore. This is your very intimate practice. One more breath in here, breathing into the left side of our ribs, stretching intercostals, secondary breathing muscles. And once you're ready, as you uncross your legs and then walk your heels to the midline and then walk your hands to the midline and then keep walking to the other side, walk your heels to your left, walk your hands to the left. Recreate the same position. Maybe lift your right leg and then cross your ankles. Maybe catch your right wrist into your left hand. Turn your face towards your right shoulder. And just feel. Just remember yourself, what is an intention of this stretch? Is to create this space in the rib cage. Is to awaken our spines. So let your attention go with the intention. Remember, where your attention goes, energy flows. One more breath in here. And once you're ready, as you slowly uncross your legs and then walk your heels towards the midline and then walk your hands towards the midline, come into a neutral spine, release your arms alongside the body like Shavasana, and then bend your knees one at a time. As you come into a preparation for the bridge, you may press into your feet and again lift your hips. And then as you lift your pubis and lengthen your tailbone towards your heels, gently release your sacrum down. We're going to take it to dynamic bridge. Now we're going to link the movement to the breath. And that's what Vinyasa practice is about, linking the movement to the breath. So as you press your feet into the floor, palms into the floor, next inhale, begin to bring your hips, belly, rib cage, sternum up. And as you exhale, the same way, release shoulder blades, rib cage, sacrum. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale, like the wave, you rise. Exhale, like the wave, you go down. Inhale, rise one more time. Exhale and lower down one more time. We're going to add arms now, so keep moving, but this time inhale, press into your feet, and as you lift your hips, lift your palms up, and then begin to lift your arms up and over the head. Press your feet into the floor, lift a little higher, and as you exhale, slowly begin to lower down. And then one more time, inhale and high. The tide is rising. And exhale, the tide is subsiding. Last one. Inhale and then come back up. Exhale and slowly release it down. Pause here just to observe and feel any new sensations, any movement within you. We are the movement within the movement within the movement, the waves, the energy. Next, we will take into supine pigeon. So first, lift your left foot and then place it on the top of your right thigh, just below the right knee. And then as you take your left hand onto your left knee, begin to gently press your knee away from the belly as you press the belly away from the knee. And just feel the opening in the hip, inner hip, outer hip. Maybe gentle rocking from side to side. Keep your face soft. Keep your breath steady and relaxed. Now, as you pause here, you may stay here, or for a deeper stretch, you may take into the full expression of supine pigeon. You could either weave your left arm through your legs and then take your right arm outside of your right side, clasp your hands around your right side or around the shin. You may circle your feet one way as you do this supine pigeon. Pause and then circle your feet another way, warming up those little joints, just creating the fluidity in our joints and our physical body. Maybe bend your left elbow and begin to press your left thigh away from the belly even more, the IT bend stretch. Once you're ready, as you release your right foot to the floor, take your left thigh on the top of your right. As you cross your thighs, as if you were sitting in a chair, tee out your arms to the sides. And then as you press into your bottom foot, into your right foot, lift your hips, scoop them towards the left, and then drop your knees to the right. And turn your face to the left side, towards your left hand. Just make sure that your left shoulder blade is down. You can even press into the back of your head and then puff your chest, puff your upper thoracic spine, and revolve your chest towards the left side a little bit more so you could release your both shoulder blades down. And just feel here. Be here now. Deeply resting in being. Allowing your awareness to rest on the sensation or breath. To come back, you're going to slowly, as you inhale, lift your face and squeeze your legs before you lift your knees. So lift your face, squeeze your legs, and as you lift your knees, press into your right foot. Bring your hips up, and then place them back to the center. Now you're going to extend your bottom leg, like the supine half shoelace or half cow's face. You may clasp your hands around your bottom shin, calf. You could even walk towards your ankle. You could walk towards the heel. You could even bring your forehead towards the knee as you stretch the entire length of your back. Just be mindful, please. Indulge into every little sensation. And very slowly, once you're ready, release your head. Release your right foot. And across your legs, release your left foot. You may step your feet really wide, hip width, and do a little bit of windshield wiping, just to add a little bit of movement. I call that delete function. Just delete the files. Just swaying your knees from side to side. Sometimes it's called the windshield wiping movement. And then once you pause now with your knees facing up, heel toe your feet hip width. And another side, take your right ankle on the top of your left thigh, just below the knee. And then right hand onto your right inner knee. And then very gently, mindfully press the knee away from the belly. And belly moves away from the knee. And then lower back is pressing into the earth. Slide your shoulder blades down the spine. Chin to chest. The back of your neck is long and relaxed. Maybe adding some cradling. Very gentle. We don't need to do much. What is important, not what we do here, not how much we do, but how we show up in every moment, especially when it's hard and intense and scary and unknown, how we show up for ourselves, for the others. Now, once you pause cradling, move into a full expression of supine pigeon. Clasp your hands around your thigh or your shin. Begin to circle your feet. You could spread your toes as you do that, or squeeze your feet like the fists. So awakening those little joints, awakening the feet, right? Awakening to the sensation. You know, we spend so much time. Press your right elbow into the right thigh and then maybe add the IT bend stretch. We spend so much time in our heads. This is our moving meditation, the asana practice is to come back home. Come back home to this sacred body and feel at home, no matter where we are. Now, once you're ready to release, you're going to release your left foot onto the earth. And as you slide your right thigh on the top of your left, tee out your arms, press your bottom foot, your left foot into the floor, lift your hips, scoop them to the right, drop your knees to the left, and then slowly as you begin to pin your right shoulder blade down, puff your chest, revolve your sternum to the sky, and then turn your face towards your right hand. It's called twisted roots. Just breathe there. To be here now. Three magic words. Be here now. When you're ready to return to the center, on your next inhalation, as you lift your face, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your inner thighs, just engaging the subtle core, lifting the face, and then lifting your knees up, pressing into the left foot, lifting the hips up, and then releasing the hips, the pelvis in line with the shoulder girdle, relaxing into the neutral spine. And then from here, you're going to slowly extend your bottom leg and come into this supine half shoelace or half Gomukhasana. Clasp your hands around your knee, behind the knee, or the shin, the calf, the ankle, the heel. Stay here and breathe into the sensation. Or you can slowly begin to curl up and then bring your forehead towards the knee. Once you're ready to release your head and the shoulders, release your left foot to the floor, release your right foot to the floor, heel toe or step your feet wide, a little bit of windshield wiping. Just delete everything that we've done to neutralize, to create the fluidity. And before we begin, we're gonna practice core now. So heel toe, your feet towards each other, hip width or so. You're gonna extend your arms alongside the body and then lift your knees and then do a little bit of a bicycle movement. So as you begin to bicycle your legs, you could begin in the kind of lower position and as if you were climbing up the wall and all the way towards the ceiling. Making sure that the entire length of your spine is pressing into the floor. Making sure your face is soft, so is your heart. Now begin to go down slowly. No need to rush. We have all the time that we need. We have the entire life ahead of us. Now, once you pause here, reverse. It's kind of weird a little bit as you begin to reverse the bicycle legs. You're going to climb up. And as you begin to climb down, and as you pull your knees towards the belly, maybe take your hands onto your knees and do some circles, massaging your low back, massaging your belly, and then pause and reverse the flow. Just a few circles around. Now, as you extend your legs towards the ceiling, flex through your heels, flex your toes towards the face, and then we're gonna add Kapalabhati Pranayama. So we're gonna lower the legs incrementally, few times, and then we will add Kapalabhati breath. Now, the arms could be alongside the body. If it becomes difficult, the easier way is to kind of lift your hips a little bit and then slide your hands underneath your hips. So making sure that the entire length of the spine is on the floor. So let's begin. And Kapalabhati, for those that you don't know, is forceful exhalations. If you become lightheaded and if you don't know, just breathe your normal breath. No need to judge yourself. Just, do what you can. For those who know Kapalabhati breath, inhale deeply, exhale completely, and let's begin. Pause here, inhale. Exhale out completely and lower your legs about 1/3 of the way down. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely, another round of Kapalabhati. Just creating the fire, keep breathing, creating the internal fire, the tapas. Feel the heat, let it burn all the doubts in yourself, in others, let it burn everything that is no longer serving you. And then once you're done, exhale out completely. And then as you lower your legs about another 1/3 of the way, so your heels basically hover above the floor. Inhale here, exhale completely, and then the last round of Kapalabhati. And pull your knees up towards your belly. And then as you take your hands onto your knees, maybe circle your knees away from each other as your two single individual units, and then pause at some point and reverse the flow. And then maybe happy baby as you open up your knees, catch your feet, and then rock and roll from side to side. And then one more core before we come onto our hands and knees for the tabletop. So as you take your knees 90 degrees, the knees stacked over the hips, tee out your arms to the sides. Inhale here, and as you exhale, squeeze your knees together, and as if you wanted to touch your left elbow, take them to the left, don't let all the way down, just hover. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, and then all the way to the right. So keep moving just like that. Now we're warming up the obliques, the side core muscles, and transversus abdominis. So this deep horizontal muscle in our, front body, and that is so important, especially if we have any back aches, and pains and conditions like I do, scoliosis, core exercises are so important. For the healthy spine, we need a strong core. That is so true. Just keep breathing. I'm talking and kind of, usually I don't demo when I teach, but in this case, I'm demoing and talking, which you shouldn't do as you practice your asana. So a couple more just like that on each side. Just making sure that we are ending on the opposite side than we started with. So next time you take your knees to center and then to the right elbow and then back to center. And you're gonna pause and just as you hug your knees, maybe cradle from side to side as if you were cradling the baby in your own arms. Once you hug your thighs from behind and then round your spine a lot, now you're going to begin to rock and roll up and down from the shoulders to your hips. And then maybe hover as if you come into Navasana. This is also another way to awaken your core and a very fun way to exercise your core. Just do those as many times as you want to. And then once you come into cross-legged, cross your shins, and then rock forward into a tabletop. Okay, we made it here to a tabletop. Now, I need my glasses. So as you come into a tabletop, I hope you can hear you now. Yay, awesome. As we come into a tabletop now, hands are slightly ahead of the shoulders and the knees underneath our hips. So as you inhale and press your belly down, this is a cow stretch. So it feels good after the core exercises. So just stretch our bellies. Let's stretch our core as you slide your shoulder blades down the spine and then lift the heart, lift the crown of your head, lift your sit bones, just exaggerating the very first cow stretch. Now as you exhale, and then pull the belly button towards the spine. So initiate this movement into cat at the very deepest depth of your core. And then as you round the spine towards the ceiling this time, push the floor down with your hands and with the tops of your feet. And as you round into the upper spine, press your forehead towards the navel and just breathe into the first exaggerated cat. And as you inhale, back to the cow, and now we will create a dynamic movement. Move at your own pace. Move with your own breath. Move from cat to cow, or add any movements of your own. You may close your eyes and let the body move the way it feels good. The body is so intelligent. So just as you move here, as you begin to awaken the different segments of your spine, as you begin to awaken your joints, and your muscles, just acknowledging the areas that maybe feel a little tighter, a little bit more congested, and beginning to open up these areas with this mindful movement and with this conscious Ujjayi breathing. This is my favorite. If you want to try that, imagine that your torso is like a container, maybe like Coca-Cola container that is placed between your shoulder joints and your hip joints. And then you will combine the cow, the side body stretch, cat, side body stretch, and cow. So as you begin to circle that container in between your shoulder joints and in between your hip joints, just awakening to the fluidity of our spines. And as you pause at some point, you may begin to reverse the flow. Just noticing that one side always feels a little weirder and a little bit, non-dominant side, right? Non-habitual side. So that is the goal of the yoga practice, to move from known into unknown, from the periphery to the core, right? Now, once you pause here, maybe some wrist stretches. You may turn your fingers towards your knees and then begin to circle around your wrists. If it's too much to point your finger straight towards your knees, you could turn them towards the outer edges of your mat. As I said, asana doesn't have the alignment the body does. So listen to your body, let it be your best teacher, modify as needed. Now, once you're ready, you may pause here as you did both sides. Now, flip your palms up towards your face. Thumbs are facing towards the front, awakening the outer wrists, maybe just shifting back and forward as you apply the gentle pressure. And once you're ready, you're gonna slowly take your palms down and then keeping your hips high over your knees, stacked on a hatasana, walk your arms forward. And then as you begin to melt your heart towards the earth, maybe lower your forehead down, or a little bit deeper expression, chin to chest, chin and chest down. And just breathe. Really great pose to open up the rib cage, stretch the shoulder girdle, stretch your arms. Just keep breathing. Anahata, the name of the heart chakra, unstruck. What strikes the oyster's shell does not damage the pearl. Pure heart. That does not discriminate. The pure heart does not discriminate. Now, once you're ready to move into Sphinx pose, as you lift your head and then hug through your forearms, and as you begin to shift forward, come into a Sphinx position. Now, as you uncurl your feet, forearms are parallel with each other, elbows are underneath the shoulders. You may begin to lift your sternum, balloon into the armpits. If that is in your practice, you may stretch into your straight arms without sacrificing the integrity of the back bend. So always remember that in yoga, we take the back bend more into the upper spine, thoracic spine, upper thoracic spine, which is the most stubborn spine. And then maybe adding some neck rolls if that feels right. Chin to chest and then to one shoulder, chin to chest, other shoulder, maybe full circle. And once you're ready to let it go, release your forearms down and then take your hands next to the ribcage, child's pose. As you press into a tabletop, you can open up your knees a little wider, big toes to touch. Before you release your forehead, release your sit bones between your heels onto your heels. If you need to take the blanket, or if you need to take the block underneath your forehead or blanket underneath your thighs, please do so. Take care of yourself. That is why you're here. And then as you walk your arms forward, release your forehead down. Remind yourself that you can always return to this child's pose as many times as you need to during the practice. Such a nurturing pose for many of us, not for all of us. As I said, be mindful. Be kind. Be kind to your body, be kind to your heart. And once you're ready, you will begin to come back up into a tabletop on the next inhalation. And as you exhale, down dog. So as you tuck your toes under and then begin to stretch into the first down dog, maybe bending one knee at a time, swaying your hips from side to side. Breathing your Ujjayi breath still. And once you ready, as you inhale, you're gonna shift forward into the high plank. Right? Your entire body is in a straight line from the heels to the crown of their head. And as you exhale, push back into the down dog. That's how we usually measure the length of the down dog. That's what we say. But again, you may ask yourself, what is my intention of doing the down dog? One of the most important poses, the poses that we practice the most is a down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So what is the action here? What's the intention? Is it strengthening your upper body or is it stretching your lower body? Now you could play with the distance between the hands and the feet. So if you walk your feet, let's say a little bit closer or hands closer towards your feet, where do you feel it more? Maybe you feel a little bit more stretch to the lower body, to the back of your legs as you shorten the stance. Maybe that is your goal, right? Maybe you want to walk your hands and, create very long down dog so that you feel that you begin to feel how you strengthen the upper body. But definitely this pose focuses on creating the length in our spines, the length in our backs. So from the tailbone to the back of your neck, lengthen. And breathe. A couple more breaths, static down dog. But nothing is ever static. The breath, the movement within you, the energies, blood, circulation, thought, emotion. Movement within the movement. And once you're ready, and shift forward now, and come into the high plank. We're gonna hold it for 5 Ujjayi breaths. Feel free to drop your knees down. Feel free to drop your knees down, but if you drop your knees, make sure that your knees are way behind your pelvis. Your arms are engaged, your core is engaged. Just keep breathing into the high plank. And once you're ready, exhale back into the down dog. Such a great neutralizing pose and resting pose. It does become our resting pose. Now, once you're ready, we're gonna take into the side plank, Vasishtasana. So as you shift forward into the high plank this time, pivot onto the outer edge of your left foot, and you could take your right foot in front of your left. So either stacking your feet or taking one foot in front of the other. Make sure that your left hand is slightly ahead of your shoulder. That is important. Extending the right arm up. You could always drop the knee down. Just do what feels right. And only you know what is right for your body. And once you're ready, you're gonna take it back to the down dog. Just for one cycle of breath to rest, to relax. And once you inhale, shift forward high plank. As you pivot onto the outer edge of your right foot, and then maybe take your left foot in front of the right. Because the more territory we cover, the more steady we are from physics, right? Stack your feet, lift your left arm up, drop your right knee if you need to. Now, don't forget your gaze, where the energy goes, the gaze goes too. So the movement follows the breath, and the gaze follows the movement as well. Drishti. And once you're ready, take it back into your down dog. Rest for one cycle of breath. On your next inhale, we're going to add now dynamic movement. So from the down dog, lift your right leg up, but don't lift it high. Keep your hips square. Keep your core engaged. Keep turning your right toes down. Exhale and lower. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale and lower. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale and lower. Now this time, inhale. Take your right leg to the right. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Now inhale up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to chest. You could always do that on all fours. Inhale up. Exhale, this time knee to chest as you step forward. Inhale, lift your right arm up. So just simple twist to the right side. Now, if you need to take a block underneath your left hand, take your hand on the fingertips or make a fist if your wrist's bothering you. We're going to begin to draw a big circle around this room, around the ceiling with the top arm. Just kind of creating the room in the shoulder. And then as you pause after a few cycles, take it into another direction. Once you've done about both sides symmetrically, you're going to release your right hand down, release your left knee down. If your knee is sensitive, please take care of yourself. And if you have the hardwood floors or the tile floors, although I have the double mat, but then, take care of yourself, as I said. Be kind. Now, as you come into this low lunge, maybe take 2 blocks into your hands or hands on the fingertips. We're going to, again, create dynamic movement with the breath. So as you inhale, lift the heart, balloon into the armpits. Exhale as you begin to shift your hips forward, and then lift your right toes as you bow. So this is the movement. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the spine. Exhale and move into the space that you just created. One more time, inhale and lift the heart. Exhale as you bow into this Hanuman, half Hanuman. Now as you inhale, come back into the front knee. And as you exhale, take your right hand onto your right thigh. And take your left hand onto your right thigh. And then as you press your thigh down, we're going to lift your belly away from the thigh as you press the thigh away from the belly. Very important, especially if you go a little deeper, to activate your back leg. Press into the top of your left foot. Engage your left glutes. That is so important. That will protect your low back. You could stay here and enjoy the sensation, the stretch. What is your intention? Why are you doing this pose, right? And then if you're ready, you could reach your arms up and take into the full expression of Anjaneyasana, creating the crescent moon shape through the entire spine, maybe Kali Mudra with your hands, or any other shape with your arms. On your next inhale, as you begin to come back to neutral spine and shift your hips back, now 90 degree in your both legs, in your both knees, 90 degree. Exhale, hands to the heart. Prepare to twist. Inhale, lift your sternum up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Stack your elbows and begin to create the space between the belly and the thigh. Don't forget your neck is an extension of your spine. Don't forget your gaze, as if you were gazing into infinity. On your next inhalation, as you slowly release the twist, release your palms down, tuck your toes under, and next inhale, 3-legged down dog. Shoot your right leg high to the sky. This time we're gonna lift it high. And as you exhale, bend the knee and roll the hip flexor open. Now you could add some circles. You could have your leg straight or knee bent, just as you did with your arm. And then reverse. You could flip the dog, if that is calling your name, right? You could flip the dog. And then come back into the neutral Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog, lengthen, engage. Find the balance between standing on your feet and standing on your hands. Pulling through your arms up and then pushing with your feet down. Other side. Inhale. As I said, you could always drop your forearms if you need to, or you could always come into a tabletop to do that. Lift your left leg up. Keep your leg active. Keep your core engaged. Exhale and lower. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. To the left. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale knee to chest. Inhale back. Exhale knee to chest. Inhale, last one. Exhale and step through. Now you're gonna take the block into your right hand or on the fingertips or the fist. Simple twist to the left side. Activate your back leg and then begin to circle. It doesn't matter which way you start. Clockwise or counterclockwise, pause and reverse the flow. Big range of movement, reclaiming the space in a shoulder joint. And once you're done, you're gonna release your left hand down, release your right knee down. Take the blocks into your hands or hands on the fingertips. Inhale, lift the heart. Stretch the front body. Exhale, shift your hips back. Lift your left toes as you bow. 2 more. Inhale high. Exhale, bow. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale 1 more time to bow. Inhale, bend your front knee. Exhale, left hand onto your thigh. And right hand onto your thigh. Again, so important. If you sink deeper, especially psoas stretch, hip flexor stretch, but press into the top of your right foot. Engage your right glutes. It's okay when you have your knee down, when you have the support of your back leg. It's okay for this front knee to come a little bit forward. It's okay for you to be a little bit more than 90 degrees. Now it's okay to stay here, or it's okay to reach your arms into the full chest expansion, creating the length through the entire spine, including the neck. Keep lengthening through the back of your neck. Keep offering yourself. Keep offering your energy to this world that really needs positive energy here. Now as you inhale, you're going to slowly begin to shift your hips back and exhale, hands to the heart. 90 degrees in both legs. Inhale, prepare to twist. So lengthen through your inner spine. Lift your sternum into your thumbs. Exhale, hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh and twist. Nice rotation, vertebra by vertebra. Don't forget your neck. And as you inhale, slowly release the twist. Exhale, release the palms, tuck the back toes under. Inhale, 3-legged down dog, or you could come into the 3-legged tabletop. And then as you exhale, bend and you roll the hip flexor open, and you could begin to circle. The leg could be bent, or you could take the straight leg, few circles. You could flip the dog if you would like to add the back bend instead. Then reverse the flow. And once you're ready, you're going to bend your knees as you look forward. As you exhale, walk to the top of the mat. Tiptoe to the top of the mat. Once you come to the top of the mat, heel toe your feet apart about hip width or so. Wide stance. And then maybe as you come into a ragdoll, get a hold of the opposite elbows, or give yourself a hug. When was the last time you really loved yourself? You hugged yourself, right? When was the last time you hugged someone?
right? So we're missing these hugs, especially as yogis. We don't do the handshakes. We don't greet each other with the handshakes. We greet each other with the hugs. So I just want to demo from the side. So once you're in a forward fold, just make sure that your belly rests on the thighs. So bend your knees if you need to, as deep as you need to. Now another thing you could do the arm shoulder stretch known as a yoga mudra. You could interlace your fingers behind your sacrum and then stretch your arms. You could always use the belt or a strap for that. Just kind of moving your head from side to side as if you were saying no and yes to something. And once you're ready, slowly release your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, heel toe your feet together as you bow. Inhale, hands to your shins or to the floor halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, upper spine flat. Exhale, full forward fold or Uttanasana, upper spine is still flat. One more time, inhale, Ardha. Exhale and full forward fold, Uttanasana. This time, inhale, reverse one die. So feel free to bend your knees really deep and then move from the core. Let every movement be originated at the very depth of the core. Just gonna lift maybe the screen a little bit so I could fit into the screen. So as you come into a standing Tadasana, your feet could be together, big toes are touching, traditional way, heels could be slightly apart. But you could take your feet a little bit wider to create more stability. Again, body has an alignment, not the asana. So we're just serving this body. Asana is to serve the practitioner, the body, and not the vice versa. So as you come into Tadasana, maybe begin to gently lean back, as if you allowing your spine to rest on this imaginary wall behind you. What it does, it engages the bandhas naturally. So as you lean back, you may begin to awaken your Mula Bandha. Hold the belly button in very ever so slightly, your Uddiyana Bandha, your Jalandhara Bandha, lifting your sternum towards the chin as you bow your forehead very gently. And then we will begin to practice now Surya Namaskara with the lunges, modified, one breath, one movement, 2 blocks. Take them to the top of the mat on each side. Just make sure that you have them if you need them. Then on your next inhale, as you reach your arms up, exhale as you bow full forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha. Exhale, bend your knees, your right leg steps back. Right leg steps back. You can always take the blocks to elevate the floor. Inhale, lift your heart. Just simple offering of your heart space. Exhale, step back into the high plank. And then from here, we're going to do Ashtangasana or Chaturanga Dandasana. So inhale, shift forward. For Ashtangasana, drop your knees, chin, chest, or Chaturanga if you know it. Inhale into Cobra. Glide it, pelvis down for Cobra, or up dog if you want a deeper, pelvis up. Exhale, down dog. Now through all fours, you could return to the down dog or peel directly into the down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, look between your palms and step between your palms. And if you the step kind of shorter, so feel free to help yourself. Take your right hand onto your right ankle and then kind of place it forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fall forward fold. Reverse one down. Feel free to bend your knees. Maybe back bend at the very top as you come into this mindful back bend. Take it more into the upper spine, more than an offering of your heart. And as you inhale, neutral spine. Exhale to your heart. Left side, inhale, arms reach up. Very slight back bend at the very top. Exhale as you bow, full forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg steps back. Inhale, lift the heart, energetic action, offering. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, shift forward, chaturanga or ashtangasana, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step between your palms. You could shimmy your toes forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fall forward fold. Reverse one, dive all the way up. This time as you exhale, move into the back bend, maybe a little bit more of expression. Goalpost arms as you bend your elbows and begin to push the feet into the earth, sending your root deep down and allow your heart to bloom as you keep lengthening through the back of your neck. Next inhale, neutral spine returns, hands to the heart. Exhale, Tadasana. Just allow yourself the moment of reflection now. Maybe cleansing breath. Give yourself permission to feel anything that you feel at this moment. The physical sensation. Feel the texture of the mat underneath your feet. Feel the clothing on your skin. Feel the sweat. Internally, feel the heartbeat, the subtle pulsation, your unique vibration in this choir of all vibration. It's so unique. It's so precious, so sacred. Feel your breath. Allow it to slow down. Allow your heart rate to slow down. And once you're ready, as you float your eyes open and bring your hands to your heart space, we need our drishti now, especially. We need our drishti always. We follow our eyes. Our eyes have energy, but especially for the balancing postures. So balancing tree, standing on your right foot, you will lift your left knee up. And then begin to open up your left knee to the left. And you may catch your left ankle and pull the foot traditional way into the inner thigh, or it could be calf or even ankle. Just external rotation in your left leg and your left hip. You could keep your hands at the heart. You could keep them above your head. You could keep them open like the tree branches, so whichever you would like to try. The drishti, the options for drishti. If you need more balance, always look down. Find a spot on the floor that is not moving, and connection with the Mother Earth provides you so much stability. If you want to play with the drishti, challenge yourself, gaze towards the horizon, gaze towards the sky. You could try to close your eyes. And that's where the mind is, this is a no. This is scary, right? I'm gonna fall, maybe. So just feel free to explore and remember, no one's judging, right? No one's judging but you, yourself. Always, it's just like that. I want to bring your hands to the heart and then bring your left foot to the earth. Maybe arms alongside the body, allowing yourself the moment of reflection. As you scan your body, notice if you unconsciously created any tension, forehead. The facial features are so big of this unconscious grip. Like we humans are sometimes like one big contraction, like clenching our fists, clenching our faces. So just unclench, relax, maybe even rolling your shoulders up and down, opening the heart, opening the back of the neck. And once you're ready, hands to the heart. And then bring your right knee up and then open up. Just simply come into a Vrksasana or 3 hands to the heart, hands to the crown, or open up your branches. Modifications, welcome. Feel free to play with your drishti. And it's okay to move. You know, nothing is ever still in this world. It's illusion. It is illusion that there is any sort of stillness. That's why we call it balancing, right? So it's okay to move. It's okay to fall out. That's where you learn the compassion. When you fall, that's a good time to practice compassion. Once you take your hands to your heart, and then take your right knee forward and release your right foot. Release your arms alongside the body, maybe cleansing breath. In a big mouth, exhale, let it all out. Observe with your eyes open. You could have your eyes half open, drishti soft. It's like peripheral gaze. Nothing and no one can disturb your focus, your intention. You know where you're going. You know why you are here. That's how we get our immunity, that's how we get our spiritual immunity. That's how our spirituality is being tested, and we are grateful for that. Because how would we know how spiritual we are if we not get tested? And once you slowly come into a Tadasana, we're going to take into one, probably because of the technical difficulties. I need to change my sequence on the spot. I'm going to shorter this sequence. So one warrior sequence now, and then we will start in a balancing, and then we will add warriors. So as you come into a standing Tadasana, as you inhale into Utkatasana, chair pose. So as you bend your knees and then maybe look down, shift your knees back as if you wanted to stack your knees over your ankles, lifting your toes to engage your inner arches, and then leaning back with your shoulders. Nice length of your spine, engaging your core to support natural curves of our spine, maybe lifting the gaze towards the same way where direction goes. And as you exhale, release into the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And as you exhale, step back into, step back into the high plank. Step back into the high plank. And then inhale, shift forward, maybe Chaturanga Dandasana, or still Ashtangasana, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, into down dog. As you inhale, lift your right leg up, and as you exhale, step forward. Step forward for warrior one, spin the back heel flat, and inhale, rise. So warrior sequence, Virabhadrasana. Maybe take your hands onto your hips and then press your left hip forward, and then move your right hip back. To have your both hips square to the front of the mat, you may need the wider stance, right? Just acknowledging that. Both front tips of our hips are facing forward. Sometimes we say like the two headlights of the car. And then as you press your palms together, you may interlace your fingers except of index and the thumbs, and that is Kali Mudra, or just pressing your palms together or keeping them apart. Now, keep your elbows straight, even if it means to take your arms a little bit down. If you can, take your arms up and then Keep lengthening through the back of your neck as you drop your head back. And just breathe. Just remember that it takes time for inner warrior to show up. It takes challenge for the inner warrior to show up. For your spiritual warrior against your own ignorance, against our own limitations. One more breath in here. And as you inhale, release your gaze down, made inside of your foot. Exhale, release your hands behind your sacrum. We're going to take into the humble warrior now. So as you inhale, feel free to take a bow with your hands. Let the heart inhale. Exhale and bow inside of your right knee. And that is a humble warrior position. Now squeeze your right knee towards your right shoulder and vice versa. Lift your shoulders up away from your earlobes. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Once you're ready on your next inhale, release the clasp and then reach your arms up. Back into Vira 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, come into a Warrior 2 now. So we're on the right side. Don't worry, I'm kind of, switching my position so you could see the angles. And you just stay here looking towards the middle finger of your right hand now. Let's add dynamic flow. So as you inhale, straighten your front knee and reach your arms up, lift your gaze up with a breath. Exhale, turn your palms down, turn your gaze forward, bend the front knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, 2. One more time, inhale, up. Exhale and lower. Inhale, up. One more time, up. Exhale, keep your front knee straight. Extend your arms forward. Inhale, lengthen towards the front, towards the computer screen. Exhale, triangle or Trikonasana, right hand down, left arm out. Feel free to take a block underneath your bottom hand and just lean back with your shoulders. Remember that your chest is always forward and your shoulders are always back. And then your arms are in line with your shoulders, are not with your chest. On your next inhalation, you're going to slowly return back up into the prep position. And as you exhale, simply turn your right toes in, your left toes in already. And as you slowly begin to lift the heart on the next inhale, moving into Prasarita. Exhale, slowly bow towards the middle of the stance. When your torso is parallel to the floor, release your hands down. Now feel free to explore here, you guys. You could take into asymmetrical forward fold, few breaths over one leg and then the other. You could take into twisting, right? So just be your own teacher. What would feel good intuitively? What would the body and the mind need for now? You could take into traditional Prasarita, any arm position, preparation for the tripod headstand, using the block maybe underneath the forehead. So if you have the block, if you have the gap between the floor, between the mat and the, the crown of your head, you could always use the block. So kind of pressing and lifting at the same time. So finding the balance in yoga asana between the push and pull dynamics. That is a skill that you learn. It's very intimate. It's an internal. On your next inhalation, as you slowly lift the heart, as you exhale, you're gonna turn your right toes out to the side And then left toes in, and then you will come into the side angle. So the side angle, 90 degree in your front knee. You could use the block inside of your right foot or outside of your right foot. And then you could sweep your left arm up and over the head, or you could add the bind. So the bind is also good if you have that in your practice. So making sure that the back leg is your anchor. Lift the back inner thigh up, no matter what shape you choose to try. And once you're ready, you may slowly begin to look down. Both hands go down. Pivot your back heel up. Heel toe, your right foot to the right. Drop your left leg down. And then come into the lizard. Please use the blocks again. Make it very passive. Just surrender. Let the gravity to take it from here. You could make it active, lifting the leg up. You could add some twists if you would like to, right? I know that this is multi-level class, so just listen. This is very intuitive practice. This is a practice of deep listening. And then serving yourself, taking care of yourself. And once you're ready, if you are ready now, and as you begin to press up into your straight arms, see if you could sit inside of your left heel. So we're gonna take into a Virasana, half hero's pose, Virasana. Now take your left to the side of your left hip, and then maybe take your left hand and pull the calf out of your way to create this space. So you are sitting inside of your left heel. Maybe take the block and sit on the block if you need to. If it's absolutely impossible, you could come into a Ardha Hanuman, okay? You could come into the Ardha Hanuman. I'm gonna demo that from this side now, because we're gonna add a twist. So from Ardha Hanuman, you're gonna bend your right leg, and you could hug your right thigh with your right forearm, and then twist, and just stay here. You could even extend your left arm up. For the full expression, you're gonna lift your right toes, catch the outer edge of your right foot with your left hand, and then kick your right leg straight-ish. And then maybe gaze towards your right thumb, and through that into infinity. Once you're ready, you're gonna slowly release the twist, release your right foot onto the floor, maybe take a block with you on this journey, and then come into a pyramid stance. So as you come into a pyramid stance, so shorter stance, of course, heel to heel alignment, or a little bit wider stance, hands on the blocks or on the floor. Press your right hip back, left hip moves in forward, let the heart lengthen. Exhale and bow over your right leg. I'm just dropping into this being. Caressing the sensation with the breath. And as you inhale, you're gonna slowly lift the heart and step to the top of the mat as you exhale. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale and bow. Reverse one dive. Next inhale, exhale, hands to the heart. Allow yourself the moment of reflection, and then we will flow through the other side. So as you inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, sink your hips, shift your knees back, engage your inner arches, engage your core, let the heart, let your gaze One more inhale here. And as you exhale and bow full forward fold, inhale halfway lift. And then go through Vinyasa, high plank to Chaturanga or Ashtangasana. Inhale to up dog, exhale to down dog. And as you inhale, lift your left leg up, exhale, and step forward. Spin the back heel flat. Inhale as you rise. Ease into the pose. You may also, again, take the hands onto your hips, square off your hips to the front. Elbows straight, either Kali Mudra or Namaskar, Namaskarasana. I'm waiting for the inner warrior to show up. Usually we say that yoga starts the moment we want to come out of the pose. That's where the yoga starts. That's where the skill of yoga is being learned. And once you're ready, as you release your gaze down, connection with the earth, exhale, release your hands behind, stretch, inhale, lift the heart, exhale and bow inside of your left knee, humble warrior. Activating the back leg, softening the face, the neck, breathing. Release your clasp, inhale, return to Virabhadrasana 1, exhale and open up to Vira 2. So Virabhadrasana 2 now, Warrior 2. And find the stance, so Warrior 2 usually is a longer stance to create that 90 degree in your front knee. Have the longer stand, ease into the pose, and we're gonna add dynamic movement. So as you inhale, straighten your front knee, reach your arms, lift your gaze. Exhale and lower. 2 more. Inhale up, keep your legs straight. Exhale, arms parallel, prepare for Trikonasana. Inhale as you reach and lengthen. Exhale, triangle. Block inside or outside of your foot. Slide your shoulder blades down the spine, open up your neck. So it's an open twist, you guys. So sometimes what I do, I call it the art of self-adjustment. I'm just gonna take my arms across the front rib cage and kind of pull it up, revolving the belly, the rib cage, the heart to the sky. And breathing. On your next inhale, you're gonna slowly bring yourself back up. And as you exhale, turn your left toes in. And as you inhale, lift the heart, slide back, bend. Exhale, Prasarita one more time. This time you can explore Prasarita. You could explore Skandasana. You could take your toes out and heels in. And just begin to sway from side to side. Coming into full Skandasana. Maybe even adding back bends. I'm sorry, the binds. And it's, the back bend always. Even in the forward fold, there is the back bend. Because it always, for me, it translates into offering of the heart. Offering your heart. So even in the down dog, there is just this slight, expansion of the sternum. It's a slight or up dog or cobra, even in a forward fold. That is so important to offer our heart to every moment, to each moment. It depends, how we show up in this life. Maybe neutral, symmetrical forward fold, maybe different expression with your arms. If you want to loop 2 piece fingers around your big toes, bend your elbows to the sides, catching your ankles. So anyhow. And then as you inhale, lift the heart, exhale, walk towards your left foot, towards the front of the mat, turn your left toes out, right heel in, right toes in, and then come into side angle or Parsvakonasana. You could take into Utthita, that is extended, use the block, use the bind, maybe belts if you have them, if you want to. Activate your back leg. Breath is still soft and relaxed. And once you're ready, then slowly release your hands down. And come into a lizard, heel toe, your left foot to the left. Release your right knee down, maybe using the blocks to elevate the floor for the forearms. Adding some twists, if you would like to. Some intuitive stretches. You could activate Kundalini scissors if you would like to. So anything that makes sense for your body. Anything that is intuitively good and nurturing for you. Once you're ready, as you press into your straight arms, and then open up your right foot to the right so you could sit inside of your right heel. And that is a half gyros or half virasana. Again, one side may feel totally different. I feel like I need the block for that side more. And then if you want to just focus on forward fold instead into Ardha Hanuman, if there is a issue with your knee, just take care of yourself. Otherwise, you're gonna twist. So I'm just gonna, again, turn around and show you how it looks from this side. So simply bending your left leg and just hugging, and it's all good. Just revolving belly, rib cage, sternum, shoulder, girdle, neck, extending your left arm, gazing towards your left arm. If you would like to take in a full expression, you could always use a strap as a, elongation of your arms, an extension of your arm. And just breathing, similar to twisted triangle, this pose, I feel. Like Parivrita Trikonasana, the same benefit as a twist. And then once you're ready, as you begin to release the twist, release your left foot to the floor, and then begin to come into a Parsvottanasana or pyramid, shorter stance. Both feet are grounded, heel to heel or wider stance. Left hip presses back as right hip moves in forward. Let the heart inhale, exhale as you bow towards your front leg. And just breathe. Once you're ready to come out, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And as you exhale, you're gonna step back into the high plank, and as low as you could possibly do that, you could lower yourself down. You could always drop the knees. No one will judge you, right? Just take care of yourself. But even if you drop your knees as you go down, keep your core engaged. Just slowly lower down onto the belly. We will practice now dynamic Shalabhasana with a breath. Extend your arms forward, legs back, forehead down. And let's begin. Right leg, left arm. So as you inhale, lift your right arm, your head, and your left leg. Exhale and lower. Inhale, left and right. Exhale, lower. Keep moving. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. And then inhale, left and right. Exhale and lower. Bend your elbows, make a pillow with your hands. Lower your forehead on that pillow. Lift your shins and just do a little bit of windshield wiping from side to side. Preparing for the big back bend, maybe Dhanurasana or Shalabhasana. So you're gonna extend your left arm to the left, just like the hand is in line with the shoulder. So as you roll onto the left side, and then making sure that your head is either resting on the floor or on the block or on the blanket. And as you roll onto the left side, bend your top leg, and then instead of releasing it to the floor, we're gonna do half Dhanurasana here. See if you could catch the top foot. So just like in Dhanurasana, half Dhanurasana, you're gonna kick your leg into your hand. So opening your right side and stretching the left inner arm. Now the bottom leg is straight, and as if that would be your standing foot, flex your left foot and press into the blade of your left foot, the outer edge of your left foot. We're using the core to balance. Every time we balance, we strengthen our core, our proprioception system. And once you're ready, you're gonna slowly release it down and go straight to the other side. Right arm extends, roll onto the right side, bend your top knee, see if you could catch the foot. Use a strap if you need to. Kick your foot into the hand and feel and breathe. Just make sure you don't create any tension in the back of your neck. Tuck your chin to the chest. The face is soft. Breathing, breath is soft. And once you're ready, use your next exhale to slowly release. As you make a pillow with your hands, maybe take another hand on the top and then just rest. Observe, feel. Now the next is our Dhanurasana, full expression. Feel free to take into Shalabhasana if that is in your practice. Otherwise, Dhanurasana or bow, catch the outer edges of your both feet or shins or ankles. And as you kick your shins back, kick your heart forward and breathe. Now once you're ready to take it all the way down, release all the way down. Maybe keep your shins up and make a pillow with your hands. Just sway your shins from side to side. The back bends are really amazing to practice in the first time of a day. So just gives us energy that we could harness later on. Of course, it requires energy, but it always both ways. Only by giving we can receive. Once you're ready, you're gonna take yourself into a tabletop, and then maybe this time into the embryo. As you take your knees and thighs together, shins together, allow your torso to drape over your thighs, allow your forehead and crown drape down. Catch the feet with your hands. Just cup your heels with your hands. So stay here, allow your elbows to fall to the sides, or Shashangasana or rabbit, really intense back body stretch. So if you're ready, you will begin to lift your hips up and then stretch the back body. And release. Now relax your arms, relax your forehead down. Just stay here for the moment. Breathing. Present. Acknowledging. Once you're ready, as you press yourself up and then take your hips to one side and feet to the other side, we're going to take into the forward fold before we go down. So as you come into the seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana, you may always sit on a blanket, especially if you have the tighter low back and tighter hamstrings. But as you sit on the blanket, you're going to leave the flesh on the blanket as you scoop your sit bones down onto the earth. You could roll your thighs in with your hands, flex your feet, inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale and bow forward. Inhale, pull your heart forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale as you bow. Maybe strap. But just as I said earlier, remember, there is a slight back bend in your heart. Don't force your forehead onto the shin. You cannot force the blooming of the bud. If you try to open up it earlier, you may destroy it as well. So always think about belly on the thighs first, and then if you're ready, when you're ready, your forehead would just land very gracefully like the butterfly on the flower once you're ready. And once you're ready, as you inhale, begin to press yourself back up to seated, and bend your knees, and then slowly make your way onto your back. Bridge pose into maybe upward facing wheel, lifting your hips, walking your shoulders down and under. You could always use this time for restorative practice. You could take into restorative bridge, and then to imitated Viparita Karani, legs of the wall, if you would like to make it very restorative. If you're doing traditional Setu Bandha, Sharvangasana, if you're doing bridge and then maybe upward facing wheel, Dhanurasana, and then maybe shoulder stand. So just finish the practice the way it feels good for you before Shavasana. It could be legs of the wall, you guys. If you would like to, come into any other shapes, just use this time to do something that you were craving for. As I said, because of the technical difficulties, and I am so late now, and I apologize for that, which I would probably be on time, hopefully next time. I would learn how to go live, hopefully. But as I said, always to myself, we will experience everything that we are meant to experience. Always. We are in the right place at the right time where we're supposed to be. So just making sure that you are ready for Shavasana. I'm gonna play the singing bowls for you. Just make yourself comfortable on your mat, maybe using the blanket underneath your underneath your neck, underneath your head, maybe using the blanket underneath your thighs if you have any unpleasant sensation in your low back. Just support yourself fully. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, part your lips and let it all out. Release. Deep inhale through the nose. Big mouth exhale, let it all out. Shavasana time. Let your body rest on the earth at home. Let your mind rest at home in this body as you float in this empty spaciousness that somehow, miraculously, is holding everything together.
If you're ready, when you're ready, you may slowly begin to come back. Without opening your eyes, become aware of the surroundings, the room that you are in. As you deepen your breath and introduce some small movements, wiggle your toes, your fingers, circle your wrists, your ankles. Ever so slowly, move your head from side to side. Maybe if you're up for that, you could take into the big stretch as if you were awakening in the morning, awakening to this fresh moment, to the new you, acknowledging again how you feel in this moment, stretching your arms, your legs, or maybe just bending your knees and curling into the embryo and rolling onto one side, whichever side feels good at this moment, intuitively pausing here to be grateful for this time you gave to yourself, to be grateful for your ability to show up for yourself, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard to show up with a compassion. Unconditional love and friendliness are soul to yourself. If you're ready, as you press into a comfortable seat, if you need to open your eyes to make into a comfortable seat, open your eyes, and then just make sure your seat is comfortable. We're going to finish with a Nadi Shodhana alternative nostril breathing and short guided meditation. I want to give you a tool which maybe will help to deal with emotions that arise in this certain time that we all experiencing with you, with this time of uncertainty, right? So as you come into a comfortable seat, take a deep inhale through your nose, and as you exhale, part your lips and let it all out. Use your right hand or your left if you need to, although Dharma Mitra would be mad at you if you use your left hand, but I don't mind, whichever works for you. If you know Vishnu Mudra, you could take into the Vishnu Mudra, but for me it creates too much stress in a hand, so I use two peace fingers to place on my third eye center, allows me to become aware of my third eye, and I use my pinky and the ring finger to close my left nostril, and the thumb closes the right nostril. So we will begin to breathe in through the right, then we will pause, we would add the kumbhaka, we would add the pause, and then we would exhale through the left, and then we switch. Inhale left, pause right. So we will do a few rounds. I invite you to use the ratio 1-4-2. So inhaling to the count of 4, holding to the count of 16, and then exhaling to the count of 8. But feel free to use your own ratio. So let's begin. Empty out completely on your next exhale. Open up your right nostril. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close both nostrils. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release if you want to release sooner. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Open up your left exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close your left. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, open up your right, exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through your right. Continue at your own pace, your own ratio. Last round, make sure that you end this pranayama by exhaling through your right nostril. So making sure we will balance all the channels. Nadis means channel, energy channel. Shodhana is purification from Sanskrit. Nadi, Shodhana, balancing, purifying. Now once you're done with the last round, release your arms, release your hands onto your knees, and just pause here for the moment. And we will go straight into this meditation that I promised you, guided meditation for Thich Nhat Hanh, Vietnamese spiritual leader. As we, deal with so many now unpleasant emotions that we want to run away, as we call them even negative emotions. They're uncomfortable emotions, but they arise as our reaction to what is happening around us and within us. And I will maybe go over the emotions. Maybe you could acknowledge and kind of, even if you don't feel anything after the yoga practice, you may feel peaceful, but next time they arise, or maybe you already begin to feel as your thoughts begin to churn in your mind. Maybe you feel like disbelief or fear or anxiety, disorientation, grief. Maybe you feel denial, sadness, loneliness, irritability, restlessness, worry, feeling of helplessness, out of control, panic may set in, feeling of detachment, numbing, and all other uncomfortable emotions that you may experience time to time, maybe all the time during this very interesting times that would go into the human history, I have no doubt, how to deal with those. Sometimes they manifest in our bodies as aches and pains. You could feel the headache, unexplainable stomach ache and backache. You could feel heart palpitations. You could feel the change in patterns of your eating, of your sleeping, you may become more susceptible for illnesses. You may overreact. You may, notice that you clench more. You create the tension in the body, clench your fists, your faces, and all these are normal reactions. I want to just tell you that you have a right to feel all of it that I just listed. These are the normal human reactions, and we have a right to feel those. And Thich Nhat Hanh teaches that technique. So every time that's uncomfortable or so-called negative, quote unquote, or bad, that we sometimes call them bad, emotions arise and we don't like ourselves, because we don't like experiencing them, and we don't like ourselves when we experience them. And on the top of that, energy in motion, emotion that manifests in our body, in our mind, we create the resistance on the top of it. So instead of doing that, this spiritual teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, he invites you to hold that emotion just like the mother holds the newborn baby. As uncomfortable emotion arises next time, just sit with it. Just wrap it into a warm blanket, because you don't leave the child that is seeking your attention. You don't leave the child that is crying. You don't leave the child that is sad, that is lonely. So you don't leave your emotion. And that's where the transformation is happening. When you begin to give your all attention to that emotion, when you begin to cradle that emotion as a child, because that is the child of yours. Any emotion is a part of who you are. So next time the negative emotion arises, just cradle it and tell that emotion that you will be here for them, for that emotion, for as long as they need you to be. So in that sense, your mindfulness is the mother. Your emotion is your child. And the mindfulness that arises from your deepest consciousness, you're both, your mindfulness, you're that awareness that is holding that sensation that is manifesting in you, just holding that child. And then when the transformation begins to happen, you may notice that that emotion subsides quite quick, because love heals. And we know that the only love heals. It may require more attention. But as I said, sit as long as it needs your attention. Cradle, be present, just like the mother does for her child. How the mother soothes her child by giving undivided attention and divided unconditional love and tenderness. So this is such a simple technique that transforms our emotions, that heals, and all we need healing, as I said at the beginning. So let's hum together as you fold your hands in front of your heart in prayer and bow your face towards your prayer hands, embracing all of it, embracing our humanity. We will experience everything that we're meant to experience as consciousness. Remember that. How do you know that? Because we're experiencing right now. Cleansing breath, inhale through your nose. Big mouth, exhale, let it all out. Inhale to Om. Thank you. As you slowly lift your face and float your beautiful eyes open. I thank you all for coming here. I could feel you on the other side of my screen. I thank you for your support, for your kind words, because I truly needed healing this morning. And I know that we are here to support and uplift each other. Thank you for being here for me, for holding this space for each other. And I bow to each and every one of you. Namaste. Have a beautiful